Alright, let's see, where do we start? Alright everyone, welcome to our Road to Nationals official leading up to the big time. This is the world ceiling. This is where we're starting out, and we're here with some very experienced players. So the way we're going to structure this is first 10 minutes or so we're going to do some introductions, introducing these players, talking about where they're from, why they're here, why they were born, that kind of shit. And then we're going to have 10 minutes after that discussing all the kind of preparations involved in nationals, what it means to be a national champion, why like anyone should put in the effort to becoming a national champion, what it means, this kind of stuff. And then for the next half hour or so, I guess that's probably when guys want to take a back seat, but we'll be discussing some of the meta, we'll be discussing some of the deck choices and builds surrounding the national season coming up soon. So our players here will be able to give our insight on that, let us know what they think is the deal. And then hopefully for the last 50 minutes or so, we're going to be having a Q&A. So for those of you who've posted on ask.fm, I did link this on my Facebook page before. I'm going to have some questions from the chat. You guys are going to be able to let us know, or at least find out anything you want from these players here. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce these boys one at a time. First of all, we have the fan favorite, the people's champion, the favorite, and his name is Noah Greene here, the reigning North American world champion. Yes, world champion, I said that correctly. Noah Greene here, welcome man.
Hedge.
Anything to say before we introduce everyone else?
Not really, no.
Awesome, cool. He's feeling a bit down today, boys, but the stream will get him up. So next up, we have here Mr. Let's see if the stream chat can guess who I'm talking about as I read these out. 2013 top 8 YCS Barcelona, first place, top 8 YCS Turin, second place YCS London, top 16 YCS Lille, first place YCS Bochum, top 64 Euros, and that's just 2013. 2014 we have top 8 YCS Milan, top 32 YCS London, first place YCS Berlin, and top 64 European Championship in Amsterdam. 2015, moving on, first place German Nationals, first place CCG Bologna, Italy, and then top 4 YCS Prague. Has anyone got it? Yeah, that's Alpay Engin, and all your webcams have gone down for some reason.
So I'm Alpay from Cologne, 21 years old. Yeah, studying management media. Currently I will finish next week, and yeah, currently I'm suspended, but I will come back in 1 week, I think so, and try to defend my title in Cologne.
Awesome.
Yeah, in Germany, Cologne.
Alright.
I think so.
1 second, guys. These webcams have just gone and fucked up. This is messed up. That's cool. We'll just we'll use this angle instead, since everything's gone messed up. But anyway, Noah, can you switch your webcam back on, please? For some reason, it's like switched itself off. Yeah, that's cool. I got you back. All right, awesome. Let me see if I can call Alessandro back. Call failed. I don't know why it's not working. Add to group call.
Alessandro.
All these technical difficulties. Alessandro, can you hear me?
Go for him. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, Alessandro.
Patria. Okay. He's not here. All right, moving on. Next up. All right. We have. Again, let's see if you boys can answer this. He is a national champion of 2009, 2011, 2012. He is a national runner-up 2008, national top 16 2010, nationals third place 2015, Central American WCQ winner 2015. He has 6 top 8s and top 16s at the Central American WCQ between the years 2009 and 2014. He has 3 YCS tops. He is the third place Worlds competitor in 2011. He got second place at Worlds in 2015, and he is the world champion in 2010. That is the man, Galy de Obaldia. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Do you have anything to say at all?
Yeah, I think I'll do what Alpay did. So my name is Galy de Obaldia. I'm from Panama. I'm a finance manager in business and consumer goods industry. I've been playing for 7 years now, and yeah, good to be here.
Awesome, perfect. And finally, my personal favorite player, if you can get his fucking, can you, Patria?
Yep.
All right, perfect. He's speaking. Right, cool, awesome. Right, as long as we can hear your voice, that's important. Just speak a little louder. Okay.
My webcam doesn't work in a group.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, as long as we got your voice, then we're cool. Right, Alessandro here, 2015. He is the current reigning Italian national champion. He is top 8 YCS Rimini 2015. He is top 4 Euros 2015. And for anyone who doesn't know, just in case, we have 90 people watching. For those of you who are unaware, he doesn't like to talk about it too much, right? I don't know if you guys have heard, but he's been to Worlds.
Thank.
So
Just PM me.
So if anyone here is more than willing to PM Alessandro, drop him a PM when you get to Worlds. I think Galy technically gets to PM you 3 times, right?
Yeah, I'll PM you 3 times.
All right, perfect. All right, so as you can see here, we're in the presence of greatness right now, boys. So welcome our competitors, give them some love in the stream chat. So let's first start off with some basic questions. Let's start with you, Noah. Tell me, what is it like leading up to nationals? You know, what kind of preparation is involved, and you know how, just the kind of mentality that you put yourself in.
I don't know, like I get out of school like probably like a month or 2 before nationals, so like last year I just played a lot more DN than is probably healthy, and that was pretty much it. Like that was like the large majority of like getting ready for NAS, was just playing an absurd amount of DN.
How many hours would you say you've put in, like in your like lead up to winning nationals last year?
Geez, probably like at least like 4 or 5 hours a day for like the month leading up, maybe something like that. Like obviously some days you don't, but like that's like give or take about that, I guess.
That's good. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's dedication. Galy, you want to tell us what it's like for you when you're preparing for your big events? To be fair, I think for someone like you, you know, nationals isn't really a big deal. So you know, 3-time world competitor, but you know, for you personally, what kind of stuff is involved in preparing for these, you know, massive events?
Well, it varies really. Like I've noticed before, I didn't really practice at all, and then I'd do okay. I'd lose in top 16 or so, and it's acceptable. And I realized at Necros format, I did test a lot because there was a few tournaments beforehand. There was Nationals, YCS Colombia, WCQ and Worlds. Like those were like 4 tournaments in a row where I could play the same deck. And then, so I actually got to practice. So I did pretty well. I think I third, second, first, second. So I think you can't underestimate how important practice is, no matter what level you're at. So even though this year I haven't played at all, I think I'm going to take it 2-3 weeks beforehand to actually learn and actually bother practicing to make sure I do well. I know I can do okay no matter what, but I'm not going to win. I'm not going to give myself a shot to win if I don't practice. So I think my mentality, even though I have...
One sec, Alessandro, can you like not speak over, please?
No, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that time to give myself a chance. Because I think no matter how good you are, well, I guess you need luck and everything, but no matter how good you are, how good you think you are, if you don't practice, you're not going to win. Like, it's not all luck based, the skill involved. So I'm going to try this year.
So it sounds to me like you're kind of favoring like you know, playing a deck really well over like, you know, actually building it, you know, to like making like something very unique and special in terms of deck building?
I think it depends on every situation. If you have time, you can vary certain things. Like I don't have time to get involved in the game as much, so I have to pick and choose where I think I can add most value. So making the right plays, doing slight tweaks, it's not as much as it used to be, but it's the only way I can actually try and find an advantage right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Alpay, what do you think?
Yeah, he's probably right, because first of all, DN is really good to test because you can test like every deck because you have all cards in the system, so they can test every deck against every deck. So it's quite a good thing to test on DN in general. But I think also testing in real life is also really important because on DN sometimes really work because you draw. I don't know. It's like, is it the system or not? Because you draw mostly a card 3 times when I'm playing, or you're just losing against Zek and this shit. In real life, you can test against friends, against good friends, so you can improve yourself much better as in online. Because it's like real is over DN because you play in real life also tournaments, not on DN. So it's just a better feeling. And also things like on DN, people can check rulings, and this stuff isn't available in real life. Also, you can bluff and these stuff. So I think both DN and real life testing is really important to have success in the game.
I think it's interesting that you put a lot of emphasis on DN. Like, do you actually think, like, because, you know, on the other... Hang on one sec. Alessandro! Alessandro! Can you even hear me? Alessandro?
Is he still your favorite player?
He is my favorite player, but he's literally, like, I have to, like, discipline him like a mom or something right now. Alright.
Yeah?
Anyway. Okay. Like, he's not even replying to me on Facebook. I might just have to like kick him or something. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like he can't hear us. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah. So it sounded interesting to me because you placed a lot of emphasis on playing online and on DN. Noah, what do you think about that? Like, have you like, you know, do a bulk of your testing online, or do you prefer to stick strictly to like your sort of your circle kind of thing?
So just like real life versus online testing?
Yeah, or like a mix of both, you know.
Well, most of the time it's a mix of both because like even though like I live like near a lot of like good players, like I don't actually get to like see them that much. It's different now in the summer. I see people a lot more than I did. But most of my testing is with like my circle online. But like Alpay said, like there really is like a big difference between like playing in real life with your friends, like and then playing with the same people on Dueling Network. Like there's just like another dynamic to like actually like physically doing things. So I think it's actually just really important to play like in real life too. But I think DN is like an alternative that like will work. I guess. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, thanks for joining us, Deepatria. Try get you involved next time. So I'm sorry. But yeah, Galy, do you play online at all when you're joining events or?
No, I don't. I think I like online because it's like the basis for everything. Like it gets you like all the technical play, I guess. But to be honest, you can get that in real life. Plus the fact of really important like bluffing, like reading the play. Sometimes like the physical aspects people practice online. When you play in real life, people have like tells, just that extra dimension that gives you that extra edge that you don't get online. So mostly I play in real life. I don't really play online, even though online is really important to get that technical play that you don't get to practice every single day. But mostly I play in real life.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, alright, cool. So that's like preparing for like the big events and stuff. Do you think there's like a difference between like the preparation or like the actual sort of the mindset and like the metagame when it comes to like, you know, something like a bit bigger? Because, you know, at least over here in Europe, our nationals are like very, very small. it's like Euros is like the big one, you know, it's like the big continental event. So like, do you think it's like sort of different when you're preparing for these events, or do you think there's like a kind of like almost like I don't care sort of thing when you're going into nationals, but when it comes to like a continental event, it's like sort of it's like a bigger deal, you know? What do you think, Alpay?
It's difficult because at German nationals mostly people are playing rock decks or anti decks and these stuff, so you need to build your deck a bit differently as in international tournaments, because at international tournaments they mostly play the best deck. Means in Necros format they always played Necros, all the good players played Necros, and at the German nationals we have a lot of Clifford and Burning Abyss and these stuff. So it's a minor difference. You need to prepare your deck for this tournament, like I did in last year. I played 3 MST. This was so necessary because a lot of rock decks were there, Satella Knights, Burning Abyss, all this stuff. It was necessary.
So do you think like when you go to like something like a bigger like a Euros, like I mean, do you expect to play that much Rogue as well?
I don't think so. I think in the Swiss portion they will playing few rock decks, but most of the time the tops they will play the best deck mostly. Like in this format is like Kozmo or Burning Abyss or what else. So I would expect a lot of Burning Abyss and Cosmos in the top cut, and maybe few rock decks in the Swiss, like anti-decks with Clifford and Card of Demise and these stuff.
Yeah. Galy, I'm assuming like because you're from South America, you guys have like a lot less meta players. So do you have to like build like a lot differently for that, or is that just like a myth, or am I like not like am I talking up my ass?
I think that's really wrong. I think my last WCQ, I might be wrong. I need to check my report, but I think maybe of the 16 rounds, I think I played 13 Necros and 1 Chidol and 2 BA or something like that.
All right. So okay. So you did play meta. Okay.
Oh yeah. So it's not exactly how like you say, but I think Alpha is right. Like you'll get a little bit of mix and match at the beginning, but the further you go on, which as a good player, or that should be your expectation. So in the top, as you're going to play the top decks, you need to build your deck to be the top decks. Have a good side if you have a random bad matchup like Clifford and such, but mostly build to play top decks, because winning game 1 is so important to actually win the tournament. Because if you lose game 1, then it's like game 2 and 3, then you're up against it. So I build the deck to win, not to just play against random decks. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Noah, what do you think about
that? Well, I mean, in North America, I think it's a little different. Like, I think the only at my nationals at least, I played like the only like roguish deck I played in Swiss or like at all was like 1 Infernoids, and then everything else was like BA shit all or Necros. But I mean, it's like yeah, like it's weird, like especially because it's like because there's such like long tournaments like Swiss. So like there's like a lot more like early rounds like where you're just gonna play against more rogue decks just because like there's so many people attending. So you have to like build like you can't like just like straight lose to the rogue decks because there's just the people that come with like anti-meta, like hoping to like day 2 or something, you know, like stuff like that. So like you like have to like not lose to the rogue decks, but then it's also different I think just because it's like a WCQ, because like Ali said, you're playing to win too. So if you build your deck to not lose to like rogue decks, then you get in the top cut, then you're just gonna have like your deck is just gonna be strictly worse than everyone else who made it the top cut, like who didn't account for people playing rogue decks. So like, I think you just have to find like a balance.
Oh my god! Wow! Hello.
Oh, he's here. He's here.
Fuck me.
Realdo player's deck.
Jesus. Are you gonna behave, Alessandro?
What is on your head?
Can you hear us? Hey, can you hear us at least?
Yes.
Alessandro.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you, man?
I am fine.
Okay, cool, awesome. Like, finally we've got you in here. Let me just add like a thing for you. But yeah. So yeah, Alessandro, we were just discussing preparations and stuff involved when it comes to an event and like building your deck, kind of like to beat Rogue, but also to beat Meta. Do you think it's a little bit different when you're at Euros or Worlds in your case? You know. What kind of preparation is like involved for like an Italian? Is it different?
What?
Oh, how are you getting ready for Euros this year, man?
Huh?
How are you getting ready for Euros this year?
The end.
The end.
Just the end. You don't play in real life? You're testing in real life?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you test in real life?
Huh?
Yeah, that's why it was against Battery Man, right? I know, really.
Oh my god, roasted! Oh shit, Noah's, I've lost Noah. One sec. Alright. Yeah, okay. Let me just sort this out really quick. Alright, so moving on to like a little bit of like current affairs. The ban list and stuff dropped. That kind of like destroyed Pepe. We got new Kozmo support to summarize everything that's happened recently. How do you think that's gonna be like in terms of the meta and stuff? Like, do you think that we'll be playing like a Kozmo format? Do you think we'll be seeing like Monarchs pull ahead? Alessandro, do you want to start us off? Tell us what you think. And he's gone again. Oh, perfect.
And he's
Right.
gone.
Okay, I'm sorry, Alessandro. I'm just gonna have to like remove you from this group for now. You fucked up my stream like 10 times, man. Anyway, right, Noah, tell us what do you think about the current meta?
Oh man,
There we
so I think it's gonna be weird. I think the two best decks right now are the Kozmo deck and then like extra deck Monarch. But then with the Kozmo deck, it's weird because there's like just like a bunch of different like ways the deck can be played, like with or without traps, like with or without hand traps. I don't know. So for NAWCQ, I think it's gonna be just like a toss up, I guess, between those have an impact there. So it's definitely really hard to say for that. But for North America, like I think it'll probably like change depending on the results of these next two events. But I think it'll be like extra deck Monarch or like Kozmo. It's gonna be like the two best decks.
Fair enough. Alpay, what do you think about that? What about Burning Abyss? Have you? I know that's not really your kind of deck. That's probably a question that was more ready for Alessandro, but he's misbehaving. But
he's gone because he's...
yeah, what?
yeah, I think like Noah's right, like Kozmo and Kozmo and what was the other deck? Like Burning Abyss also really good in my opinion because Burning
Oh yeah,
Abyss
no,
has
I think Burning Abyss is really good. Yeah.
they are good because they really don't brick. It's like they have mostly the Dante or the Beatrice first turn, and decks like Kozmo or Monarch can brick really badly and can lose against themselves, and Burning Abyss doesn't. Just the biggest problem is the new hand trap is totally crushed the Burning Abyss players, but you can side against it or you just side into Fiends, and then when they have the hand trap you can still win with the Fiends. But yeah, mostly you're right, like Kozmo is really good, same as Monarch. When they have the engine, they mostly win because they have too much plus and can continue. When they have the hand trap you can still win with the Fiends. But yeah, mostly you're right, like Kozmo is really good, same as Monarch. When they have the engine, they mostly win because they have too much plus and can continue with Stormforce, Aether, interrupt your plays, and then go for it. But I think, yeah, Burning Abyss is still a thing.
Yeah, I think Burning Abyss is something that at least right now will just like the less represented it is now, like the better it'll be like for the WCQs. Like I think Burning Abyss, like if it goes like unchecked, it'll do like really really well at all the WCQs. But I think it's still doing well enough right now, even with the hand trap coming out, that it probably won't go unchecked. But like if it starts to like fade off, I think it would come back really really strong for the WCQ.
Yeah, it's pretty much my fault.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think Burning Abyss is anything to be counted out right now. But yeah, so I guess like rewinding a little bit backwards and stuff. Yeah, just people are probably more than aware of how Kozmo works now with the new support, with the new combos and stuff like that. Have you guys been testing out this deck specifically? What are your thoughts on it? Like, do you think it's a deck that you know are likely to take to a major event, or is there something else you guys have in mind?
Yeah, the Kozmo deck.
Yep.
It's strange. I think the deck like when it opens well is just like it's so far ahead of like everything else. Like you just can't lose if you open like any like 3-card combo in the deck. It'll just end with like insane fields. But I don't know. Like the deck is like I think the best you can get the deck is like 2 out of 3 hands giving you those sort of fields, and so like assuming you go first every match, they don't have Maxi every match, then you know like the odds are just like barely there, but you're obviously not going to go first every time. Like they're going to have Maxi like 30 to 40% of the time, so like it's the deck that I don't know, like for WCQ2, especially where it's like top 64, you'd have to like not brick with the deck for like 18 rounds to win. Like, so for such a long tournament, it's weird saying if I'd play like the deck as like the combo heavy variant. It's hard to say if like I would play that in like an 18 round event. But I do think the deck is like really really powerful, and I think there's a lot that can be done with it.
So like, it's interesting you said combo variant there. Like, what other variant is there? Like with traps and stuff? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, with like traps.
Oh, do you really think that's like viable? Still?
Traps? I don't think traps are bad. Like I think like Mojo is still really good. I don't know. Like I think it depends. Like, because like if you play like the variant where like all you do is just like make crazy boards and you get like Maxied or like Veiler at the proper time, then your turn's just kind of like over and you'll end with like a tin can and then you'll just die to any variant of any deck. So like, so in that case like traps are just like really good, but like I said, it's weird. I think it just depends a lot on how like the format shapes up, because like whichever variant of the deck is more represented, I think alters how good the other one is. Like, I think like for example, like if like right now, I think like the variant that's like just super like combo heavy becomes really popular, then like Maxi is going to be main decked and like everything, and when Maxi becomes more popular, people are gonna like I said before, like the odds just go significantly down that you're going to win every match by like resolving like Infinity Double Dark Witch. Like it just won't happen because you'll lose to hand traps. So when hand traps become more popular, traps become more popular. It's just kind of like the concept that like the more popular, like the more relevant something is, like the more viable it becomes to do anything else, I guess. So I think it just actually really depends on like what the format is as to like what the better variant of the deck is.
Okay. Galy, I'm gonna assume that you've been out of the game for a bit now, so you don't really like know much about the current meta. Am I right? Have you looked at it at all? Galy? Rip. Everyone's dying, man. Alright, Alpay. Oh, we got you back. Galy, can you hear me? Oh, he's frozen in time. Alright, Alpay. Yeah, so touching on more on what Noah said, like what kind of variants of Kozmo have you been testing out? What do you think is like, the way forward for the deck?
Actually, I was testing the Kozmo deck without the Fire Kings because there are quite problems with the Fire Kings. First, obviously the brick ability and cards like Maxi and also Lancea. The artifact Lancea is such a big threat against the Kozmo combo, because when they make island, destroy something, they can just chain Lancea and then it's just a big hit for them. And I think Lancea will be a popular pick for the sideboard, maybe for the main deck, depending on the format. So I would prefer the Trap Kozmo deck, because I tested a long time and it was pretty well. But the biggest problem is like Monarch, because you can play around Aether, Stormfort, expect you have to teleport. So I would really thought about it if I would play Kozmo for a premier tournament, because winning is really hard. If you play against Monarchs and they have to Stormfort and Aether, it's really hard to come back.
Fair enough. So going forward, I guess next up we have Monarchs. Have you guys been testing that at all, playing that, having a look at it?
Yeah, I think if they
Noah, you want to start us off?
If they don't brick, I think they're just insane. And they can do things a lot more not more consistently than Kozmo, but like Monarch, like I guess you worry about interaction less, I guess.
The fuck? What's going on? Oh shit. One sec, stream. Technical difficulties, I've lost everyone. What the hell? Oh shit, Alessandro, it's you. Oh, what the fuck? He's... what is going on, man? Alessandro has single-handedly ruined my stream. You know that, boys? Hello? Hello? Jesus. Alright, one sec, boys. Let me sort this out.
So, what happened?
I think we had an issue there. Alright, cool. I see. We've got everyone back except Noah.
Yeah, we
I get Noah back
Even
in here.
Alessandro.
Oops. Alessandro. You know you've actually like ruined my day. Can I just say that? Can you hear me?
This guy is hilarious.
Hey. Ali. Right, one sec. Alessandro. Can you add Noah back in, please?
Ale?
Oh, Jesus. Right, okay.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
I'm gonna call you guys back,
Gonna.
and then we'll so don't
Yeah, fine.
Hey,
These things can happen.
Right, one sec. Problems.
So he's such a weird person, but he's kind of cool. But sometimes acting like a retard.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
seem
he's just
to
friendly, but
get a hold of Noah right now for some reason.
you can't.
No,
Did you ask him why?
it's not letting me call him back. Right, can you guys all hang up and then I'll call you back one at a time, please?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Okay, we've lost Noah stream. Hey.
Okay, once again.
All right. Noah seems to have. Okay, Noah says he's signing back in. Alessandro's fading in and out of existence.
So, Alessandro, now try out to exist and to talk.
Have you fixed your internet, man?
I have a bit trust in you. Just a bit.
All right. Anyway, yeah, let's sort of continue on. Galy, where have you been for like recently in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Since Worlds, I think I went to one YCS, lost in the bubble, didn't really play before then, and that's it. So almost a year hiatus, I guess you could say. That's normal for me. I appear for a Worlds format and then hopefully do okay.
So you're gonna be playing again like this season?
Yes, in about. I was actually thinking of going to Colombia this weekend. There's nationals there, but I have a football game. I'm in a league, so I decided not to go. But next week I want to start playing again because I think the WCQ is in a month, so 3 weeks to practice. Hopefully everything will end up okay.
So have you like touched the decks at all, like in any way?
No. No. So this is why I'm not giving much input in the format. I'm actually listening and learning. Lancia, I hear you, Alpay.
It's good.
All right. Yeah. So, just waiting on Noah to get back in here. But in the meantime, I got some questions here for you. I guess firstly, Alpay, I guess, what do you think about pendulums? Like, do you think they're like down for the count? Are they back, or what's the plan?
Yeah, the problem is I never tested the pendulum stuff because I don't like pendulums in general. They are really powerful, but now they lost like a lot of good cards, and it's really hard to play the stake because when you have a good field and they crash it, you have like no resources left. So I think it's a good deck, but not a good deck to win a tournament. It's okay, maybe for topping. But I really don't think they can't win.
Hey, welcome back, Noah. All right, cool, awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Noah's back.
we were just discussing pendulums there, Noah. What's your take on that?
I don't think like going first. You can still just like make like really good fields. I think the deck like isn't anywhere near as good going second. Now that Kozmo is summoning like multiple dark ladies, and like Dark Planet, like it's just like if you summon like one lady in Planet against the Pendulum deck, they just like can't win. And I just think it's like consistent enough. Like, yeah, it's like just not consistent enough going first and second. Like they can still make like good fields turn one well enough, but I don't think they can consistently out like a Kozmo field like Monarch and Kozmo can in the mirror. Like it's just a lot harder for them to do everything. And now that it's like less consistent too, I don't know. I probably just like wouldn't play it. Like I don't think it's a bad deck. I just don't think I would play it like for a really long tournament.
Yeah, I mean it still has like a really powerful engine, and you know it's like it still can potentially do like some of the most unfair things and stuff. But yeah, dealing with like Kozmo is like a massive issue.
Oh, yes. Sadly.
Another question here I've got. Yeah, I guess another question for you, Noah. If you were like, since you know you're the BA guy, what do you think is like the best version?
Yeah, you
of
hear that? You hear that, Alessandro? All right. So what are we saying?
Alessandro's face. Did you see Alessandro's face?
No, he can't hear us for some reason. He's literally like I don't know what's up with his internet.
All right, good. All right, so what was the question?
All right, but
I can
anyway,
talk.
yeah. So what do you think about pendulums? BA. What variants would you consider like to be the best? Like BA Kaiju, BA PK Fire, Pure BA, etc., etc.
Well, I'm not playing 7 vanilla monsters and 3 Fiendish Chains in my deck. That'll never happen. I don't know. I think you just play it to beat Kozmo. Like I think you just like go second and just play like board wipes. Probably Kaiju's. Yeah, I think you just play big BA. You just try to kill Kozmo, especially because there's another thing. I think if Kozmo becomes the most represented, if you just go second against Kozmo, BA wins like game 1 against the Kozmo deck like a really, really, really large majority of the time because they'll pay you like 4,000 to 5,000 life points to summon this field of like an Infinity and a Dark Lady. And so they have to like Dark Lady, so you can't just like break sword like their Infinity, or you can just like use anything like a Chalice or any board wipe or Kaiju like over the Infinity, and then you can wipe their field, and then like one Dante is game at that point. Or like if you make them Lady like once, and then you can just like Nightmare Shark them. Like I think BA kills Kozmo through damage a lot. In game 2 and 3 are different, obviously, because they're not just gonna pay 5,000 life points ignorantly. But I think the fact that you win game 1 so consistently against the Kozmo deck makes BA a lot better. But then I think Monarch is still like really, really hard for burning at us. But I don't know, it's not. I think it's better now that people don't play like domain Monarchs as much. But I think like playing against extra deck Monarchs is like easier. But I still think it's like a really hard matchup.
Yeah. Let's see if I got some more questions here. By the way, stream, I don't know if you've noticed, this is like the Q&A section, so feel free to throw any sort of Yu-Gi-Oh related question forward here. We are coming to a close here, but feel free to fire off some questions. I'll take this time to thank my guests here for showing up. Thank you to Galy for taking this time out of his busy day to join us. Alpay promoting that healthy, lung, nutritious, thing that he's got going on there. And of course,
Big niche.
of course, the fan favorite, Noah Greene.
Thank you to Alessandro as well, right?
Yeah, thanks, Alessandro. Like, you literally like broke down my stream like 3 times. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I'm just trying to get some decent questions collected here for now. Yeah, so Alpay, yeah, something that people have been probably wondering is how come you're banned for so long, and when are you coming back?
I think in 1 week should my ban expire, so I should be able to play nationals if everything goes right. It's always depending on Konami because I need to delete me from the suspended list in time, so I just can hope. But I'm really happy to play once again because I played the whole time with friends anyway, so I never stopped playing because at the time. So I should be prepared more or less. Also, my exams are written, so I'm done with college.
So Nationals is going to be the first event for you, right?
Yeah, it should be first event. Last year's was my last event, not my first event. So just continuing.
All right, here's a interesting
Let's-
question. Let's say your Nationals was this weekend. Noah, what would you play?
Kozmo, I think. Probably. Maybe.
What variant?
Shit. It's really hard. It's Kozmo or Monarch. It's one of the two.
What kind of Kozmo? Traps, trapless, combos?
Probably. There's probably no purple cards in my deck.
Cool.
I don't see them being in there.
Alpay, if your National was like this weekend, what would you play?
I think Kozmo with the traps.
The traps?
I think it's the best deck in my opinion right now. Yeah, it's the best deck. Like I don't want to lose against a fucking Maxi. It's just not good enough. I think it's risky. Obviously, you can make great boards, but if you get hit by Maxi or Lancia in game 2, you're gonna lose this one for sure. And also against Monarchs, you can lose a lot of. I test against friends, they all play Monarchs, and I'm just sick to play against them because they always lose against the Stormford Aether. So I think Kozmo should be the best pick anyway with the traps because you can make Kozmo and these stuff. It's much better.
So you think like the combo version is just too much of a glass cannon?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Galy, what would you play? Frog FTK?
Whatever these guys told me to play.
No testing experience yet.
No, Kozmo, it seems.
Kozmo, yeah.
Yeah, Kozmo's good. Just play Kozmo.
Alpay, send me the deck list. Send me the deck
I
list.
can send you if you want to. But you also need to test because I'm not sure about some things. You will see.
So someone's asking, Alpay, what do you think about like a hybrid version of Kozmo? So like playing Island with traps. I mean, I would assume even if you were to play traps, you'd still play Island. But you know, what do you think?
Yeah, I also tried out, but the thing is, you don't have space for everything. Like you should need to play one Island, one Fire King stuff, one Shuttle, and one the Walker, what's the name is, and then it's like 4 cards, and you can't kick 4 cards. It just destroy your consistency of Kozmo. Also need the hand traps, like Whaler's really good this format against Monarchs, also against Kozmo. Because nobody's expecting Whaler that much. They mostly expect Maxi. When they go for the Levia combo, to just Whaler the Levia, and then they need to stop. So I think, yeah, it's worth, to be honest. I would play the traps without any islands, because islands break.
Wow, that's a very bold statement. Interesting.
Just my experience by testing.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like the deck has too much of a high ceiling really to not consider Island. But yeah, another question. What do you think about extra deck Monarchs? My opinion is that they're the best at the moment. Pretty good matchups against Kozmo easily. We kind of talked about this a little bit more, but if you want to expand a little bit on extra deck Monarchs again, is there any reason you wouldn't take them like to this weekend's national hypothetical Glasgow YGO national?
I think breaking is the biggest problem of of Monarchs. That's why I wouldn't play it. I think it's really good when you have the good opening with Pantheism and the Prime, and then you continue with Return. But if you don't have any of these and you just getting sacked off Ref Panel or Massive Restrict or these stuff, you're gonna lose. But if your engine is not going, like you need to pass, you can't do much more than. And also when they're really normal sum with, I don't know, with Cow Trapper, Warning, or just Whaler the Erebus Aether, it's just a huge disadvantage.
Alright, fair enough.
But they're still really good, so if you have the engine going, you're gonna win anyway, but it's a bit risky. It's really difficult for me to see. Like Kozmo is good, Burning Abyss is good, and Monarchs is good. We don't have a for sure best deck. We just have great decks. So I don't think that one of these is for sure the best deck. They have both advantages and disadvantages, all of decks. So I think the good deck, this is really important, this format.
Alright, next question. Galy, have you heard of a card called Card of Demise by any chance?
Oh, you're gonna see a lot of your nationals. Get ready.
Yeah. Someone mentioned in a group I WhatsApp, it's something like you draw 3 or something.
Yeah, it takes like read Graceful Charity, and then just put your finger over like the last 5 words, and then you have it.
I said, just draw. No drawback? Is there a drawback?
It's like it's kind of like duality. You can't special, and like you draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. So you just play like trap decks. So you just set your hand, draw 3 cards, and then set the cards you draw.
Oh, you discard it in the end? So if you set it, you're fine?
Yeah, it's like Into the Void, but you just play a bunch of traps. So you just draw them all and you set them all.
Oh, that seems bad.
Yeah, so that's actually going to be the next question I was going to ask. Since, I mean, you played last year, Galy, so you obviously still remember Clifford. I'm sure you're aware of the hits they've had on the ban list, but, you know, because of this new card of Demise, Clifford has seen a little bit of success. So with like something like card Demise and what's it called, in consideration, where you can just like, you know, set your hand, draw 3, and then set more traps. Like, is this a kind of deck that you think you would consider like just a very, very heavy like floodgate stun trap deck? Do you think you'd ever play that?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the monsters in Cosmos and BA will just run through anyway. And if you don't draw the Demise, which are 3 off, then you auto lose. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest.
Well, the other thing, Galy, about the deck, I think I need to mention is the most played ones, like the Clifford deck. They're not like playing like trap cards. The Clifford deck plays like it's like 18 floodgates, like 8 Clifford monsters, and then just a bunch of like draw spells. So even if you don't draw a card of Demise, your hand is just going to be like a monster and like 4 continuous trap cards. So like it's really absurd. It's actually just the most absurd deck. Like for example, like Ravelry right now is like insane. Like it's so hard to beat like a Ravelry of the Warlords in like any deck. And then the deck just plays like 18 floodgates in their deck. So it's better than you would think. Like I think it's like the best like trap deck in recent times, but I still just like wouldn't play it, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think you'll win a tournament with
No, yeah, I don't think you'd win with it. But it is like better than you would think at first.
What happens like if
Unfortunately,
it's
yes.
expected, like you're saying, it's good? What happens if somebody just splits up Decree?
Well, the Clifford monsters inherently, like Helix, can deal with a Decree potentially, but I mean, obviously you need to consider something like a Decree when it comes to siding. But I mean, Clifford is definitely the best deck that can abuse Card of Demise to its maximum potential, so there's definitely room for like consideration there, perhaps. Especially like, you know, if you go to a big event and you don't really feel like thinking, you know, you just show up and have a party the night before, you show up hungover, you could probably do pretty well.
Okay, I'll take that into consideration. Depends how much I drink.
All right, fair enough. Next question. Let's start off with Alpay. What do you think about something like a Kozmo build, like dedicated to going second? So you know, you have your combo variants and stuff like that, but you have your hand traps, kaijus and stuff like that. Do you think this is a kind of viable way, perhaps, to build Kozmo?
I think going second is bad in general this format because you always need to go first to get your engine going. Like you need to build your field, or you just need to resolve your Tinken. And going second is bad. You shouldn't build a deck for going second. And like when you play like multiple whalers, maxis, kaijus, and these stuff, your brick ability will still increase because you can do all the defensive cards, but don't have the offensive cards. So you can play just so you can stop your opponent, but they will make plus in the end. When you draw a Tinken, it doesn't matter because they have just to play more pluses and win anyway.
Smiley face. X hashtag no kappa.
So I think going second in general, you shouldn't build any deck for going second because going second is not that great. You can play maybe 2 Whaler to Maxi, that's okay, but not more. Like Kaijus, Whaler, Maxi is too much, just too much. Because when you go first, when your opponent say like you go first for no reason, like it sucks at this point. So I don't think so. That you should build a deck for going second is not good enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Noah, just before you DC'd there, we discussed a going second version of Kozmo. What do you think about that? Also, really quickly, thanks a lot for the donation there. By the way, I thought I had those turned off for this stream, so apologies for that. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support and contribution. But yeah, Noah, what do you think about going second, sort of heavy focused version of Kozmo?
I think the only deck that can like go second, I think, is BA, because BA is like the only deck that can like win through damage to like establish field. But I think with like every other deck, it's just so much better to go first. Like you can build your deck to go second, but I think the decks that like can go first can still go second. So I think BA is like the only deck I would build to go second in this format.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Maybe yeah, right. Alessandro's asking if you can add him because he said his connection should be okay now.
Well, we're about to finish up, man. This is
Yeah.
you know, we just got a few minutes left here, so
Yeah, I also told him it's like we're finished right now.
yeah, thanks guys for joining me. Before we head off, get some final words out of each of you guys. Galy, is there anything you want to add to this conversation? Anything you feel like you've missed out on?
No, I think I'm gonna listen back to try and get some tips on what to do in the next format, the next tournament. So good players I know in Alpay, the ones that always help me get ready. So it's good to listen to you guys.
Yeah, and of course it's such a pleasure to have you on. 3-time world competitor, you know, one of the best in the world. It's great to have you here, so thank you so much for joining me. Alpay, any last words and stuff? Things you want to mention?
Yeah, I just want to mention that I have an actual new team who is called Legacy Card Gaming. We would like to increase as a players and as a team in general. We want to make good stuff in the future for the community. So it would be nice if you leave a like for our Facebook page and support us. Because in the beginning it's really hard to build a really new team, and yeah. But yeah, we will see what happens in the future.
Yeah, so we've got United Ghosts being represented here by Galy. I forgot to mention that as well. So he's with Team UG. I'll leave all these guys details in the description stuff. You can check them out. So United Ghosts, those guys in European, you should probably know who they are. Alpay, of course, with his new team, Legacy Card Gaming. We've got the logo down there at the bottom. I'll leave the details in the description. You can like them on Facebook. Do you have a YouTube channel as well, I think?
I will start to have a YouTube channel for the Nationals. We will start with Nationals and continue with Euros and this. I will also upload deck features and this stuff. So we'll try to offer something for the community.
Awesome. So we'll have Alpay's details for his team, Team Legacy Card Gaming, in the description. Finally, of course, you guys should all be aware of the big card guys over in North America. One of the biggest competitive Yu-Gi-Oh channels there is, represented here by our boy Noah Greene. You'll find I don't even need to link you guys. Those guys are bigger than me, but you guys should subscribe to their YouTube, follow them on Facebook, etc., etc. But yeah, Noah, any closing statements or final words for you from this strange meeting we've had?
No, it's nice to be here. See Alessandro for like 18 seconds in bits and pieces. I think like last thing is like someone asked me like a BA question, like did I give up on BA? What do I think about Cherry Blossom? Have not given up on BA. Cherry Blossom is like good. It's weird. It's a weird card, but I don't think it's like it kills BA. Like it kills BA if you resolve it, but I don't think the card single-handedly will like wipe BA out of the format. But yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Cool. And yeah, finally, thanks Alessandro for sort of being involved. Sorry I couldn't get you on, but you know, Italian spaghetti internet, what can I do, man? Apologies. He's represented by Pro Play Games, a new team very recently started up. They've got a very fucking what's the word, heavyweight roster, some real special talent in there. So you guys can check them out on Facebook and stuff. I'll leave that in the description. I think that's pretty much everything, boys. So we've been on for about an hour now. Thank you to everyone for joining me. Thanks to everyone in the chat who came out to watch this. Like I said, this will be up on YouTube for you guys to see tonight, hopefully. And make sure you follow me on social media and help contribute and keep the stream alive. And thanks everyone for showing up. Hopefully we'll have some more big streams up in the future. But yeah, so this is for the YouTube segment, signing out now. All right, perfect, awesome guys.
All right.